So I just saw this come across literally a couple of minutes ago. Wrestling fans are going to be thrilled by this. We've all heard about the changes coming to NXT. So Kings, wrestling fans everywhere, and I don't know. Can we clean up WWE? Can we maybe tighten up the storylines? Maybe get a little more influx of young talent? And yeah. No, it's cool. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna revamp the one brand that hasn't screwed up. We're gonna completely change NXT. I got this push notification here just a minute ago, and it's being reported by all of the different wrestling sites. I think Brian Alvarez had this first over at Wrestling Observer in Figure 4 Online. Vince McMahon and Bruce Prichard are overseeing NXT now. Think about that for a second. Vince McMahon is one thing. Like, you can have your feelings about Vince McMahon or whatever. Bruce Prichard, who I like, and I don't know how much I like him from a wrestling perspective anymore, because I don't know how much of what I'm seeing actually involves him. But I love listening to him talk about wrestling. I used to love his podcast. His podcast isn't what it used to be because he's got a job that demands a lot of time of him. But Bruce Prichard is the same guy who booked the Mega Powers Explode at WrestleMania 5. Dude, we're heading into WrestleMania 38, and we've got the same crew putting these televisions together. Now, I don't know that Bruce Prichard and Vince McMahon are necessarily writing NXT, but Vince McMahon's belief has always been NXT is too dark if you watch it on the network. And I think that's been one of the great things about NXT is we all know it's WWE. Like, we know what it is. And we could talk about Triple H writing. We could talk about different people writing. We could talk about all that different stuff. We ultimately know it's still Vince McMahon's show. It's still a WWE product, but it looks different. And it looks really different. Vince thinks it's too dark. He wants to make some changes. And now they've got that weird logo. It's a cool logo, but it's like, what point are you trying to get across with this? Because it's a far cry. And again, Vince McMahon complaining about the look of the show being too dark, and you come back and you drop this like multicolored logo. And now I'm just looking at it like, we've heard that they're not going to scout independents anymore, like the days of like AJ Styles and Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura. Well, I guess AJ Styles didn't, so scratch that. But Samoa Joe, Shinsuke Nakamura, those independent guys or those guys from New Japan coming in, those days are over. So basically what we're going to get is like football players, fitness models, all of these different people to come in with no experience in WWE to mold them into professional wrestlers. And we posed this question. Kenny asked this question: who's going to be the guy to beat Roman Reigns? The guy to beat Roman Reigns is probably going to be some guy that the WWE groomed. That way they can go, look, this is our guy, our system. We built him up, and it works. Ooh, it's a long road ahead for NXT in the coming days, coming weeks, coming months.